We're going to be creating our first deployment on BFFless. First, we're going to be doing just a manual upload, and then we'll do it through GitHub pipelines. Let's get started by creating a new Hello World app, Vite project. Create a new project. We'll start by just the React TypeScript library. And it's up and running. Let's go ahead and run our build command so it creates a dist. Here's the build files that we're going to be uploading to BFFless. Going to our BFFless homepage, we go to repositories, and we click create new. This should the owner and the repo name should match your repo that you've deployed your code to on GitHub. Doesn't have to, but it's a good pattern to follow. I haven't created one yet, but I'm going to go ahead and set one up here. From here, I can manually upload the files. And I browse to my dist folder, click upload. I'm going to select a branch. I don't have a branch created yet in BFFless. Again, it should mirror your Git branches. It doesn't sync to Git, but when you upload from GitHub pipelines, it will follow the pattern, and whichever branch you're on, it will create or use. So I've uploaded the files. Now I can browse to it and explore it. As you can see, we have a project viewer here. And on the left-hand side, I have a file tree where I can view the individual files. And on the right, I have a history of commits, branches, and alias. There's only one right now. And now it says commit. There's no commit because this is a manual upload, so it doesn't match anything in Git. But we'll see how that works in a minute. Let's go ahead to our project and let's change some things around. Hello world. See how this works. So now it's done the build again, and we'll upload it again. Create a new deployment, add folder, select the same folder, upload, same branch, create deployment, and it's uploaded. Now we can view it. And we can see that it says hello world. If we want to look at our previous version, we can click through our history. Next, I'm going to set up an alias so that it helps me manage my deployments better. I go to alias, and I select create alias. I'm going to call this production, and I'm going to point to the latest commit. Concept to understand is that a domain points to an alias, and an alias points to a commit. This way, you can push commits into BFFless and choose which alias points to which commit. This separates the domain deployment from the commits in BFFless. I'll show you this in more detail in a minute. Let's go ahead and set up our primary domain or domains, a new subdomain. and point it to an alias that we just created. Here's our aliases. I have production, which is the one I set up, and then I have the ones that automatically get generated when you upload a new commit. I'm going to select the dist folder, and then I'm going to make it public. Click Create Domain. After clicking Create Domain, this new subdomain is live. I can click the link, browse to the new domain. As you can see, example.j5s.dev, SSL is automatically configured, and our website is live. I'm going to want to automate this so I don't have to manually upload it from my local machine, and it's synced with Git commits. So we're going to do this through a GitHub pipeline. But first, let's go ahead and create a new Git repository and initialize our repo. Let's go ahead and initialize Git. Go ahead and make a commit. And push. So now we've created our Git repository. We need to add our GitHub pipeline so that it uploads it right into BFFless using the upload artifact plugin. Go ahead and create a new GitHub folder if you don't already have one, and then a subfolder for workflows. We're going to go over to the docs, and we're going to grab a workflow example to use. Under first deployment, we have a workflow here. We're going to copy and paste it. Call it deploy. So this will when we push to main, what's going to happen, or on workflow dispatch, what will happen is it will run, check out the repo, it will run npm install, it will run the build, and then it will call BFFless upload artifact and push the dist folder into our backend and assign the alias production to the new commit. Before we do that, though, we have to set these two variables. So let's go ahead and do that. The BFFless API key you'll need to generate. You can generate an API key at a global level or at a project level. We're going to go ahead and do it at a global level from API keys. We're going to copy this value and go back to our repo, go into settings, secrets, actions, new repository secret, and paste the value. Now, the name must match exactly what we have here, BFFless API key. Now we have to set up the variable API URL. So if we go back to our actions, secrets, and variables, we can create a new repository variable. And the name is BFFless URL. And the value is going to be our admin subdomain. So now that we have this set up, we should have everything we need to go ahead and commit the changes, push to the repo, and see it deploy. Let's go ahead and make a commit and push it to the repo. We can see that the pipeline has already started. Let's see if it works. It was successfully done. So you can see deploy BFFless. It gives us a preview URL and our backend API URL as well. So let's go ahead and click the preview. Here it is, automatically deployed. You'll notice the URL matches our commit. If we go ahead and look in our Git log, we can see that this SHA has 4900. There's a pattern here that matches the Git log. Let's go ahead and look at it from our backend. So now you can see the commit shows up here, and it's identical to the previous one because we didn't make any changes to it. But it's aligned with Git, which is much better. And so now we have our branches, our alias, our commits, and our commits are actual commits, real commits, not fake made-up SHAs. Now, our homepage, public homepage, is still our templated website. Let's go ahead and replace that with our new content. To do that, you go into Site Settings, and you can configure your primary domain down here. Enable primary domain, select your repository, select your alias, sign the path. We'll disable the redirects for now for www, and we'll save the changes. So now when you visit your website, it's exactly what you're expecting. Both www does not work, actually. We'll configure that in a second. But the primary root Apex domain does. So as you can see, let's go ahead and fix that. If I want to add a www subdomain, I can enable it, and I can either choose to redirect to www, or I can redirect to root, or I can serve both. For now, we'll just click redirect to www. Save the changes. So now, as you can see, this is the root, otherwise known as Apex domain. If I reload this page, it's going to redirect me to www, and now I'm serving www.j5s.dev. If I were to choose to do it the other way around, I could come back, redirect to root, save, changes are saved, reload this page. Now, my root domain is what gets served. If I wanted to serve both, I can serve both. I'd recommend choosing one or the other, not serving both, just as best practice from SEO standpoint and to your users. So now I can choose to have both www and root. Let's go ahead and add a pipeline, GitHub action, that when we raise a pull request, a new alias will get created and we can easily preview our changes before getting merged into production. If we go back to our documentation website, you can see there's a workflow for PR preview. We're going to go ahead and copy this, create a new workflow called PR preview, and paste it. Very similar to the other one. This one will run on pull requests made into main. It has permissions for pull request write and contents read. And we'll also create an alias based on our PR number. Let's create a new branch and try this out. Ads PR preview. Let's raise our pull request. Creates new alias and deploys PRs to main. Looks like I forgot to save it. Let's try this one more time. Let's try it again. Once the workflow completes, changes are again uploaded, you can go and view them. Now, we didn't make any functional changes, so you can't see any differences, but the new commit is here, and it's waiting for our PR to be merged. Back on the pipeline on GitHub, you can see that our pull request didn't leave any comments or let us know anything was updated. If you look at the action itself, you can see that information, but it'd be nice to have a comment. So let's go ahead and add that. What we'll do is go to our workflow and we'll add PR comment true. Save it and also make a change so we can see it. Wait for our pipeline to run. No GitHub token provided. Cannot post comment. In order to post the comment, we'll need to add one more change to our workflow. We add the GitHub token. Now we'll have the ability to write the comment. Created PR comment. If we go back and we look at our pull request, we should now be notified that a BFFless deployment occurred. Gives us information, the URL, the commit, number of files, and the size, as well as a link to our admin panel. If we click the link, we can see the deployment. Hello, BFFless. We have our previous commits. Go back to GitHub. We can merge our pull request, and our new changes will be automatically sent into production. Once it's deployed, www.j5s.dev, which got redirected, does not get redirected because I allow both. This will change to hello BFFless. Pipeline's already done. Refresh the page. Hello BFFless.